Hello, Knights fans. I'm joined here with junior Riley Moonan. Riley's not only a starting center fielder for the Knights, but he's also a native of Syracuse, New York, our hometown. Riley, how you doing today?
Good. How are you, Corbin?
I'm doing very well. So, Riley, first I got to talk about this past weekend, Sacred Heart. One of the top teams in the country. It was a tough weekend for you guys, but what did you get from that weekend from yourself as also as a team that can prepare you for Wagner this coming weekend?
Well, we lost all four, obviously, but from what I took from the weekend was that we're not too far away from being a playoff team. We should have taken 3, to be honest with you, but they're a good team. They had real good pitching and they had timely hitting, and we made one too many mistakes in each game, felt like, and that cost us pretty much.
Yeah, just a couple changes here and there, and a couple of those games could have went in your favor. So let's talk about you a little bit. So you started the season very hot. I mean, couldn't get near you. You were on fire. You cooled off a little bit, but now we're starting to see the stats go up again. You're leading team home runs, RBIs. You're actually only 4 RBIs away from tying last year's total. You have 15 right now. You're almost at 19, and you're also leading the team in slugging percentage. So I got to ask you, what kind of adjustments you've been making this season? It's a long season, over 50 games. So I got to ask what kind of adjustments you're making and what changes you've been seeing.
Well, hitting is it's not a race; it's a marathon, is what I always like to say. And I haven't really been changing my approach too much. Oftentimes, hitting is you getting into your head most of the time, and whenever you're going through a slump. And I just had to work through it. Luckily, I got to put some good wood on some balls this weekend, and I felt more comfortable at the plate. And I'm hoping to take that into next weekend against Wagner.
And, I mean, I got to give a shout-out to your dad, Doug Moonan, back in Syracuse.
Yep.
I mean, he's at every single game. He's recording every single bat. So you probably talked to him a little bit. You guys probably watched the videotapes and everything. So got to get a huge shout-out to your dad.
Yeah, Dougie Fresh. Yeah, we he records all my bats, and we look at him after the game and try to point out what I'm doing differently, if I'm changing anything. And he actually he came down here earlier this weekend and threw me some BP on the field. So I always like to get some pointers from him. He's a good baseball knowledge.
Oh, there you go. So, Ron, I got to ask you, this week is a little bit different for you guys. This week you don't have a non-conference middle week game. Usually you guys went up against Army. So this week you didn't have anything. So I want to know, do you prefer not having a middle week game, or does that get you ready for the conference games during the weekend? I want to know your thoughts.
I personally like having midweek games. I always like to, after a weekend series against a conference team, I like to go out there on a Wednesday or Tuesday and see some more live pitching. And, it keeps you a little bit more fresh for the weekends, and you don't go a full week without seeing live pitching. So I like midweek games. I know some of the guys like to have the breaks, but I think they're beneficial.
Okay, Riley, and I have to ask you one more question, is that we know that a pitcher, he makes his start, and then like the next day he goes for his run. Later in the week he does his bullpen, maybe some live pitching. But for yourself, what kind of week is it like? I mean, we're more than halfway through the week now, so I had to ask you, how do you prepare yourself for the coming conference and weekend games? Do you do something differently every week, or is it consistent for you?
It depends on how I'm feeling, Usually I'll take Monday off because that's our off day. But sometimes if I'm feeling I need to work on something, I'll go out here on Monday and take some reps. But for the most part, I like to keep a steady amount of BP each day and leading up to the game. I don't like to take off too many times. I don't know. Some hitters, they can just get right into it. Like Pat, I know Pat can take time off and still be an effective hitter. I need to see pitching always to be an effective hitter.
I see that myself. You're one of the hardest working guys. I've seen that on and off the field. So, Riley, I have to ask you, like I mentioned earlier, you're a native of Syracuse, New York. We played baseball against each other in high school, rival high schools, Liverpool and North Syracuse. So I had to know, we also played a year of college baseball together. So I had to know, did you like playing against me more or with me as a teammate?
I have to say I like playing with you a lot more. Like when I played against you, you had a go-ahead double in the sectional championship game, and as you said, we're rival schools, so I definitely like playing with you more.
Well, there you have it, folks. It's junior Riley Moonan, starting center fielder for the Knights. Now, make sure to watch the Knights baseball roundup every week with Gary Puccio. And make sure to go to FDUnites.com for all your updates, videos, and stats of all FDU baseball and all FDU athletics. Riley, thank you so much, and good luck this weekend.
Thank you, Captain.
Have a great day, folks.